It's the Fatty and Shaka Show. Let's go.
It's the Fatty and Shaka Show.
Let's go. It's the Fatty and Shaka Show. Let's go.
We give the world
what they want to know.
Hey,
what's happening? Facebook, IG, YouTube. What's going on with y'all, man? We just want to get on here today, man, on this beautiful day, this beautiful Tuesday morning, man, and just, give some words of encouragement, some motivation, some inspiration, you know what I mean, so we can continue to move in this thing called life. You know what I mean? We want to give out a couple of shout outs, man. First, we want to, our condolences.
Yes, sir.
To the family of Myron Williams, Big Ferd, Big Poppa, you know what I mean, my family, you know what I mean, Shaka's best friend, you know what I mean, of over 40 years, you know what I mean, we lost him, and all we could do is just thank the Most High for allowing us to have him for the time we had him.
But you know what we got right now?
Mm-hmm.
We got an angel that's going to fight for us, you know what I mean, because, one of the things, right, Ferg is a real spiritual person, and if you didn't know him, you might didn't know that, but I'm talking about a real spiritual guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And another thing, man, he was a protector and a king. You know what I mean? He been protecting me, man, since we've been 5 years old. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand
like, he been
saying.
protecting me since we've been 5 years old. If a fly land wrong on me, he'll punch the wings off of it. You hear me? And
what do you make the fly do, baby?
Man, he make that fly do
a backflip,
somersault, and everything, man. Listen, Ferg was the most talented person, man, I know, man. I'm talking about he played basketball, football, baseball. I mean, and if he love you, he love you. You understand what I'm saying? When he love you, he love you. It ain't no shortcut about it.
About
you hear what I'm saying?
That's
so.
Right.
Like one of the things, man, I'm a miss, man, because he won. He won in this game.
He won, didn't he, man?
He won. Yeah, he won.
Yep.
He won. Like he got himself where he needed to be at, and he rode it all the way out the right way. So he won in the game. He won. You know what I'm saying? Like, he a winner. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And man, I love him so much, man.
Yeah.
Like, I love him so much, man. Like, we had a friendship, man. It been the same way for probably, me and Ferg met each other probably about 4 or 5. And we've been friends ever since. I'm talking about friends ever since. You hear what I'm telling you? Like, we build the bond so strong, me, him, Zav, Ronald.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
Man, we build the Wolfie, we build the bond so strong, man, that it was unbreakable, man. Like, we ain't have to see each other for a year, and as soon as we see each other, it's like we been around each other every day.
Break back at it.
You understand what I'm saying, man?
Yes, sir.
And I'm missing, man. Like, I'm missing, man. I'm having a hard time with that, but I know God done gave me a real warrior to fight for me. He done gave me an angel, man, that's going to fight to the end for me.
Yes, he is,
You
man.
understand
yes,
what I'm
indeed.
saying? And I'm going to represent him to the end while can represent him. You understand what I'm saying? So, man, I just want everybody to know, man, I love him, man. Like, I love him, man. Like, I love who he was. I love the spirit. I loved him, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad he knew I loved him. That's what was important for me.
There you go.
He knew I loved him.
There you go, Watley.
Without a doubt. You hear what I'm saying?
Go,
he knew I loved him. So
that's right.
So that's what makes me feel comfortable at night, man. You know what I mean? But like me and Fatty was saying the other day, man, only time we really got in front of it is the time in front of you right now.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? And it took a long time for me to understand that. So, I've been depressed the last couple of days. In fact, that's why we doing this video at 1 o'clock or something like that, because he done came up here and got me talking about I'm coming get you, because he know when I get depressed, I get antisocial. I don't really want to talk. I just want to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't good for us right now.
And it ain't good for me anyway.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? And I've been asking God, like, yo, man, when you gonna slack up off me, man? Cause you know you dealing with stuff and people that I love dearly. You feel what I'm saying? That I love dearly. So you know these are raw emotions and feelings that's going on inside me. This shit is raw.
Mm-hmm.
If this was a drug, if my feeling was a drug, man, everybody OD. This is how powerful.
Like that, baby?
Yeah, this is how powerful these emotions and feelings run through. If you looking at this video, I know you see my eyes red from crying. You know, my I can't say my hair like this because I'm depressed. It's just that my barber was on vacation. Because you know, at the end of the day, I want to always be sharp.
That's right.
So
you still sharp, baby.
But
you know
man,
I mean?
you know, man, we just thank God, man, the Most High, man, for allowing us to have the time we spent with Him, man, allowing us to build the bonds we built with Him. You understand what I'm saying? This allowing us to see, like, we doing it.
That's right.
You feel me? We bounce back.
Yeah.
We bounce back. You feel what I'm saying? All of us, we bounce back. You feel what I'm saying? And Ferg bounce back was beautiful.
It ain't how you start, it's how you finish,
it's how
man.
you finish, man.
You know what I mean? And one thing that you know, I wanna, you know, touch on, man, is that in a time of loss, this is a time to reflect on that person's life.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And when I reflect on Ferg's life, me knowing who Ferg was, Ferg being my cousin, we come from the same cut. You know what I mean? We look so much alike and all those things. I was always in his shadow, and it was a beautiful place to be.
Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm saying? Because with the respect he had, you know, I got the same kind of respect just from being who I was.
It dripped over.
It had to drip over. It had no choice.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? But I just want people to know that, you know, even at our worst, the Most High will still use you.
Yes, He will, man.
You know what I mean? Even when you think, you know, that you at your lowest, you know what I mean? He will still use you at your lowest to help somebody else that's at their lowest. And He did it many times with Ferg. You know what I mean? When we was running around in our addiction, man, you know, He still had a good word for me.
Good
you know
word,
what I mean?
Man.
He still has some motivation for me. And He doing the same thing I'm doing. You know what I mean? But you can't stop God from doing God's work. You know what I'm saying? God gonna use you wherever you at. He gonna use whoever He choose to, you know, to get to you wherever you at. And He used Ferg, man. He used the mighty man. Man, Ferg, man, was a mighty man. He used him.
The
you know
king.
what I mean? And we just, you know, we celebrate his life, man. That's all we can do now, is celebrate his life. Because, you know, for us, you know, from where we come from and not being able to deal with feelings and emotions, learning how to deal with feelings and emotions, we got to be careful in feeling. Bottom line, you got to be careful in feeling, because we could become what you call the victim. You know what I mean? We could become the victim, and we'll make it all about us, when in reality it's not about us right now. But because we don't know how to deal with those feelings, you know what I mean, we'll act out in a way, you know, that's not conducive to us at all. You know what I mean? So we got to, this is where during loss you got to be your strongest. You know what I mean? During loss, man, you got to stay on that path, because right now there's so much going on in your head. It's so much, you know, it's so many different thoughts. You know what I mean? And the enemy is going to use those thoughts and that feeling right now to try to get you where he always wanted you. And that's, you know, somewhere looking crazy, somewhere doing something you ain't supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? So this is why, man, that anybody that's in recovery, you know what I mean, like I said before, when it comes to loss, this is a place where we really got to, you know, you got to get around some people.
Yes,
you know what I mean? You know, you got to be around people that love you, that care about you, and that know who you are. Because when you silent, you know what I'm saying?
That's when the enemy working.
That's when the enemy is working. So, yeah, like Shaq said, I know my boy. You know what I mean? I know that at these times he don't know how to really talk about what's going on with him. So me being a friend, he don't got to talk about what's going on with him. I'm going to go get him anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand where I was in times like this. I understand where I am now. You know what I mean? You know, but I also, because I took so many losses, you know what I mean, I understand what those losses done to me in my past. You know what I mean? They kept me away from whatever was waiting for me on the other side of that loss. But because I was so entrenched in that loss, and I got so wrapped up in the loss that I took and what it did to me and how I feel about the loss and what was me, that I went on and did something I ain't had no business doing. So that like sidestepped me for another 5 or 10 years because I'm still feeling from a loss. You know what I'm saying? So with our losses, man, all we got to do, man, is reflect on that person, love that person. Of course we want to question God. How come?
That's right.
Why? You know what I'm saying? Why you keep doing this to me? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Why does this always happen to me? You know what I mean? And that's the enemy, you know what I mean, trying to make us go against God. Because if it wasn't for God, we wouldn't be where we at right now.
One of the funniest things, Fatty, I remember we was probably about 24, 25, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then a boy named Ice from Newcastle, you know, and he'll verify this, you know, he'll stamp it 100. And we was talking and he, you know, we was talking about what makes you feel safe on the street, right? And most people said when I got my gun on me, some people said, you know, when I got my gun and I'm in my car, right? And I swear for everything inside of me, I said, man, I feel safe with me and Ferb together. And I'm telling you, from a young age, me, Zav, Ronald, Wolfie, Spikey, well, whoever, right? We did all kinds of stuff when Ferb was around us that we wouldn't do if he wasn't. Because
what Poppa do, baby?
Man, Poppa, I thought he could just grab the world with one hand. And I'm talking about we was kids 14 and 15, and I'm telling you, a grown man. Man, Poppa knock a grown man straight down the street.
He was like Mike Tyson before Mike Tyson, wasn't he, man?
And then he say, when he knock him out, he say, "Shock, I just touched him." I said, boy, I'm glad you only touched him because
you didn't put the full pad behind
we'd be in jail.
Yeah, you have a body on your
hear
hands.
me? But I'm telling you, man. Besides that, man, when my mom passed, man, you know, him and Fatty was detrimental in my life, like, you know, because Fatty talk on the spiritual aspect, so do Ferb. Like, man, Ferb was a spiritual being, man.
He loved the Lord.
Man, he loved God, man.
He loved the Lord.
He loved the God, Lord. Man. Me and Ferb done been in the house doing Bible study, man. He didn't show me how to see my gift. You understand how to understand it, how to, you know when God talking to me, know when he ain't. Like we done had all these kind of conversation, man. And when my mom passed, man, he you know, I called him and he said, "Doc Lockley, I got you," and we just talk. You feel me? We just talk, man. And when I get off the phone with him, I feel like, you know, I can tackle one more day. You feel what I'm saying? But before I got on the phone with him or you or whoever, I feel like, man, this day wasn't gonna never end. You feel what I'm saying? So,
that's right.
So you know, man.
It's about utilizing those things that's around you, those people that's around you, man, that mean you well. You know what I'm saying? God never forsake us. It's a thing where we always forsake God. You know what I mean? And a thing where, like, we don't use those good people around us. You know what I'm saying? You use Ferb, and every time you used him and talked to him, he brought you out of whatever it was that you was in. You understand what I'm saying? That's God. That's God putting certain people in your life for certain times.
Man, we talk about relationships. That's one of the things I helped him in. You know, because Ferb rough for real.
No, he
ain't. When I say Ferb rough, he rough in every aspect.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you know, Ferb ain't no real, he ain't no real tenderoni.
Oh, he a gorilla for real, huh?
Yeah, man, he rough for real, man.
All around the board.
Yeah, man, he a protector. That's who he is. So being a protector, you gotta be on guard. You gotta be ready. You gotta be willing. You gotta be able to get it done.
That's right.
You feel what I'm saying? And he can do all that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, man, but he was also a loving big guy. Every time you see him, Ferb, man, if people, he smile all the time. You feel what I'm saying? Like I said, man, if he loved you, man, and there wouldn't be nothing he wouldn't do for you.
That's right.
But if you was in his way, man, you was gonna get out of his way.
Ain't no question.
You feel what I'm saying? So, man,
ain't no question.
You know, I mean, we got a warrior up there, man. You feel what I'm saying? And
keeping us close to God, man.
He knock all demons in the head.
All of them.
So from the Fatty and Shaka show,
let's go.